something that I would like to tell you about Africa, especially about Ethiopia, is do you know that coffee, the origin of coffee is Ethiopia, and the gene pool of coffee of the world is this country. And Ethiopia today is one of the hotspot region in the world.
So something that I'd like you guys to know about Ethiopia is that we actually have a burgeoning technology and business sector. There are a lot of skyscrapers. It's a bustling city. There are highways and trams, and Addis in particular is one of the best places that I've ever been. And that's coupled with beautiful nature walks and mountains and the cityscape too.
The most special thing about the Mauritanians is tea. We have the Mauritanian tea, which everyone drinks at least 3 times a day. And it's a good thing that people have, especially when they are gathering. So they have it during breakfast and lunch and dinner. Welcome to Mauritania.
I'm from Egypt. I invite you to come to Egypt to see the ancient civilization, which has fascinated people all over the world. Welcome to Egypt to see the Sphinx, to see the pyramids, to see Luxor and Aswan, Alexandria, Sharm el-Sheikh. We have a lot of things to do there. Welcome to the heart of North Africa.
And I want to talk about one country that a lot of people probably have never heard of. It's called Mauritius, and it's actually off of the coast of Africa near Madagascar, next to the Seychelles. A lot of Americans don't travel there because it's actually really hard to get to, but it's a really popular spot for Europeans and honeymooners, and it's a beautiful island with a lot of volcanoes and beautiful beaches. I taught English there in the summer of 2010, and one of the things that really struck me the most about the country was how many different cultures come together there. You have people coming from Asia, from the African continent, from Europe, from all over the world, really bringing their own backgrounds and rich traditions to the country. So I'd highly recommend traveling there if you ever get the chance. See ya!
Hello everybody, Salamat Ibrahim from Ghana, the land of gold, land rich of natural resources. I'm explaining the 4 colors in our national flag, which is the red, which stands for the toll of our forefathers, that's their blood. And the yellow is our rich mineral resources such as gold. And the green represents our forest reserves. And the black star makes us the Star of Africa. Now, I welcome everybody to join us during the summer break in Ghana. You're all welcome.
Well, Africa is an interesting continent, a great place to be. In my country, Liberia, is the first African nation to make a woman president. That is very interesting. Liberia is a great place to be. Nice beaches, it's a coastal terrain. You want to go there, you want to have good vacation, go to Liberia. Enjoy the weather, it's nice. Better than summer, I guess.
Uganda is a country known for agriculture. Our main activity is agriculture. So if you luck and you go to Uganda, don't forget to visit the source of the Nile and so many parks around, the Victoria National Park and then the Murchison Falls National Park. You also don't forget to visit the Chitagata, Renzori Mountains, and then you can go to also Erigon.
And Ghana is such a wonderful country. It's a very stable democracy. We had the national elections last December. A new government was appointed and there was no confusion or there was no crisis. Elections were held free and fair. Ghana is working hard to become a progressive middle-class economy, and as a result, the economy is well open to both Ghanaians and non-Ghanaians alike, Africans and non-Africans. So I would like to invite everybody to consider taking an appointment or an internship in Ghana. And Ghanaians are very nice. We have excellent food, very delicious food. We have very beautiful people. We have beautiful landscape and environment. And people are very open and very interactive. We have a very, very friendly culture and a very lively one as well.
Okay, well, I'm delighted to be here in this video, and what struck me most, and has struck me on recent trips to East Africa in particular, but it's true all over the continent, is just the sheer number of young people and the dynamism of these economies. Kenya in particular, where I've been recently, you just see so much innovation going on, technology, Everybody has cell phones, of course, and there's a lot of interest in seeing how technology can contribute to development. Kenya is the home of M-Pesa, which is the largest mobile banking company in the region and certainly in the developing world. It's just transformed the economy. So I think maybe the stereotype is, God knows what the stereotypes are, but certainly when you actually go to many countries in Africa, it has the highest percentage of young people in any population in the world, and that those young people bring a tremendous amount of dynamism to the economy. They also represent a challenge, of course, and creating employment and educational opportunities for young people is the critical challenge of African development.
I was asked to talk about my experiences in Africa, and having traveled to different parts of the world, I had to say what struck me the most about my experiences there. This was back in the summer of 2012. I was visiting universities throughout Ghana, particularly universities focusing on development studies. And what struck me from the time I landed was the immense compassion, inclusiveness, and humility, and welcoming of the other. And I gave a speech at one point to the African Union at the business school. This was a few years ago. And I thought to myself, the people that have experienced the most racism in the history of the world are the ones that are not racist towards others. And to me, that was a paradox that I've struggled with, that the greatest compassion, the greatest love, the greatest welcoming of our common bond as a humanity came from the African people. And when I left on my trip, I told my colleagues, I told my friends, I told everyone, I can't say I haven't been to a place where I felt the most at home.
Mali has a rich and diverse artistic heritage. Some of the world-renowned musicians that we have are Salif Keita, Oumou Sangare, Ali Farka Touré, and Toumani Diabaté. Mali's largest export commodities are cotton, gold, and livestock. Mali is Africa's third largest producers of cotton and gold.
There's a lot of interesting facts about Ethiopia, but one comes to mind. Currently, it is 2010 in Ethiopia, and the month is still March 30th. So we have a calendar, Ethiopian calendar, and we don't follow the Gregorian calendar, which meant that our years are 8 years behind, and also we have 13 months instead of 12.
Ethiopia has contributed a lot for the African unity, and Ethiopianism was also a great inspiration for the freedom of all black men worldwide. And in Ethiopia, I like many sites to visit, and then Lalibela is my favorite, and it's a very unique and an interesting architecture. Thank you very much.